Your money is about to improve big time. Welcome in, Leo, to your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of January 2024. Isn't it crazy that it's the new year already? But I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. And I do apologize for being slightly late putting this up for you, getting it out into the universe, but better later than never. Let's do one more shuffle for good measure. And we're going to pull an overall energy from the good tarot, and then we have the gilded tarot for the remainder of the reading. So right from the middle, the Chariot card, absolutely accurate, feeling true levels of motivation coming to be and being utilized throughout the month of January and potentially surrounding it. I wouldn't be surprised if new endeavors are on the mind. One in particular could come to be. Feels like a door of some sort is opening for you for expansion, maybe for a new opportunity for more success. But at the very least, I feel like for a lot of Leos drawn to the reading, this is a chance for you to become even more motivated to clean up your money, to make more, to expand things in that sense. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is a decent amount of vulnerable spotlight success coming to be for you. But they're reminding you with the black and white horse there, make sure you're rebalancing yourself out, regrounding yourself when things feel a little bit out of whack, because it does feel like a month where you're getting a lot done, you're succeeding a lot, and your money is definitely improving in more than one way. But there is a sense of you being very much affected by noise factors, energy, potentially spirituality. Location could come into play where you're working and or living, maybe where you're spending money or contemplating on doing so in that moment. They're saying balance and regrounding yourself is going to be key. Definitely when it comes to perseverance and when it comes to the quality of your work and your quality of well-being all the meanwhile. But let's move on to the main part of the reading. The number 7 is quite relevant for you as well. Look up the spiritual number meaning of 7. Let's do some more shuffling. Easy peasy. It feels like you're knocking things off your to-do list, checking them off, crossing them off, and moving right along. It doesn't feel like a month where, especially in the second half, you'll have a lot of time to dilly-dally, especially if you're taking on a new opportunity of some sort or more work, more obligations. You're going to be quite busy. But I feel like this may remind you of how you can more efficiently handle such a heavy plate or busy plate workload in comparison to an older version of you. I'm hearing an outdated version of you, a less mature version. But I feel like your experience is coming into play throughout the month in so many different ways, to the point where you're impressing people, you're impressing yourself. And it feels like at times things are easier to balance out and manage, accomplish because of how capable you truly are. Where, again, thinking about a less mature version of you from a different chapter or several, you would have maybe gotten a little bit chaotic, a little bit anxious, or all out of sorts when it came to all that you're managing at this time, or could have been at that time. Does that make sense? But we have 4 on the board as well coming out. The Knight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Something that took place, if not several occurrences, in a slightly, if not full negative sense, stemming back to your career, or could have been financial, is leaving you feeling a little bit guarded when it comes to the future of your money, how that comes and goes and is managed, but also when it comes to your career for some. But I do feel as if you need to detach your current reality from your past to the best of your ability, because it's going to weigh down the current status and the future status of your money and career situations, speaking upon this month and surrounding it. So we need to, and remembering you do manifest quite easily in the midst of being very passionate and motivated all the meanwhile. So needing to tread carefully with your intentions, your expectations, and your mindset, your emotions all the meanwhile. But I do feel like pairing the Chariot card with the Knight of Wands, it's a month of motivation, my friend. Once again, a month of passionate accomplishments, and very much on your game is what I'm getting, in a very golden way, to the point where there's no doubt in my mind and spirit's mind that by the end of this month, this period, you will have a better grasp on your money. You're going to feel better about it, whether it means you've cleaned up certain levels of debt, certain amounts, or one in particular. It could be, more money flowing in. I wouldn't be surprised if you're managing your money a lot better than you once were. Budgeting for some coming to mind or being put to use. But as I do a lot of speaking, wouldn't be surprised if you do as well. It's a month of the wheel churning in your bold favor and leaving you with certain results and rewards that feel so damn good. They're also reminding you at certain points when you're doing a lot of speaking or going through the mundane tasks, motions, things just feel very, or at least somewhat repetitive. Slow it down. It reminds me of me doing these readings, and the messages may still come out perfectly or the way they're meant to when I'm speaking quickly, but when I slow it down, I'm more aware of the words I'm choosing, what Spirit's saying through me, what I'm hearing, and I feel like it's being digested by you, the viewer, the Leos, all the meanwhile. Does that make sense? And so apply it to your situation, slowing it down at certain points, regardless of the fact that we're understanding it's not fully within your control if you're that kind of spiritual Leo, like myself, but slow it down. It'll benefit you. Anyways, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a wish fulfillment in regards to, again, a door opening for you, more money for some, and it could be both, right? A new door opens, more money flows in, or maybe it's a chance to save more. And Spirit is reminding you to watch something a little bit less frequently than you instinctively would normally, because there's a sense of you putting something that you want to prosper, grow, work in your favor, get off the ground. Putting it out of your mind will give it a lighter and fluffier path for progression. Does that make sense? And it may, there's a possibility that it could alter your manifestation process for that, the future of that situation, bear with me, positively. You'll be able to manifest more of what you've experienced already or what you wish to see come to be in general. But the Two of Pentacles definitely speaking upon this being a month of you deserving to feel happy in the midst of a balancing act, maybe even in the midst of weighing out the pros and cons, or weighing out, the positives and negatives of a choice from the past and or currently, or the potential of one. But I feel like you're being viewed as a gem. You're being viewed as a very hardworking, passionate gem of an individual. And I sense that this is going to benefit you as well. People don't know how you do what you do for a lot drawn to the reading, but they love it. They love it. They love you. And I also feel like you need to remember you're not an Energizer bunny, because there's a sense of you wanting to go, or you wanting to pick up an extra shift or start doing extra work or take on an extra client or customer in that moment when your physical body or your system, even Spirit and your intuition is telling you you need to take a break, or you can delay that and still take advantage of that opportunity, depending on the case. But right now it's going to be most beneficial for you to take care of yourself, or just to put your foot on the brakes temporarily. Knowing your limits is going to be key. The Seven of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Fool card. Feeling like, you have a lot going on. You have a lot of options, a lot of choices. But even if it's, say, not a big choice or two to shift your career or your finances in the right direction, or more so for you, there are a lot of small and medium-sized choices being presented to you, some of which does involve temptation. And it's up to you to trust your intuition and not ignore it, because there's a feeling that a lot of Leos, like myself, will ignore their intuition without realizing it, because you're in the habit of doing so, or because you want something so badly, or you're so used to it, maybe in the habit of this or that. But your habits are going to take a highlight, because it's all about your choices. It's all about, your decisions, and staying within control and navigating your ship towards, clearer waters, but more financial and career success all the meanwhile. And so they may remind you of a time when you had more money in the bank, or you had more cushion when it came to your finances, or you succeeded more. And so this may push you to, or pull you back from spending, overspending, giving into temptation once again, or maybe even overworking yourself, thinking about the quality of your work and well-being. But the High Priestess and the Fool card, I sense that this is a time for you as well, where you're pushed to have more fun when you're working, when you're communicating, when you're doing what you do best, enjoy yourself if you look at that Fool card. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is a spiritually connected new beginning of some sort, leap of faith towards more for yourself. Again, this could be a new job expansion, maybe a business idea for a select few. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a new approach, a new creative idea of some sort, something to potentially not only push you to have more fun, enjoy yourself more, but to have things feel fresh and more love-filled and blossom-filled than it once was or has been, right? Because you might find that a job or a business that is successful for you to an extent, it definitely has been rewinding back, maybe feeling a bit stale lately, or has the potential to, so a need to enjoy yourself. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Leos drawn to the reading like myself, tarot reader, psychic, stuff like that, healer of some sort. And you could be discovering a new addition to your set of, I'm hearing strategies, talents, if you will, or it could be a brand new one that you're discovering or getting used to at this time. But I'm definitely feeling like there's a lot of protection, support, and guidance taking place from spirit and your strong Leo intuition when deciding this or that, when working your Leo behind away and earning a lot of rewards and results all the meanwhile. Let's pull a couple more. When I slapped my hand on the table kind of lightly but affirmatively, I heard, yeah, I did that. Okay? A sense of pride in a very positive way, because, our Leo pride can be used against us and visualized and labeled very negatively. This pride is positive. It feels like you're very much at certain points throughout the month proud of how well you do what you do, how far you've come. And it's not even that your work or what you accomplish wouldn't impress people otherwise or in general, but you being impressed by your own work, your own efforts and results all the meanwhile leaves people even more impressed at the end of the day. Beautiful. There may be a busy vibe about you to the extent of being a little bit impatient at certain points when you're migrating. Transportation could come into play, other people's work or living methods or ways of being. I did hear a work ethic coming into play, or lack thereof which. Anyways, try to reel back in that patience and take a deep breath, because it doesn't feel like the majority, or any of which for that matter, is within your control. But the King of Swords at the bottom, because it feels like you are needing to tap into what you've gained knowledge-wise, experience-wise, and use it to your advantage to further something that you wish to see go the distance, or begin something quite successfully. But either way, it feels like there is a lot of new passion sparked for whatever you're utilizing your money and career path up until this point, whatever you're utilizing that towards. But the Eight of Cups, there are certain faults, difficulties, slip-ups, situations you left behind that you may be focusing on for at certain points throughout the month, and a need to recognize what spilt, what happened, what was decided, can't be rewinded back to fix or to redo. Everything happened and didn't happen for a reason. And it's a month and a time period where you're continuing or starting to do what's right for Leo, because you can't be putting other people's needs and concerns before yours, but you also can't be, slipping over spilt milk. We need to keep moving forth and wear non-slip shoes is what I just heard. But yeah, it's a time for you to be looking forward, if need be, selectively reflecting and learning from what you went through. But the Page of Swords and the Six of Cups and the Devil, there are certain devil-like qualities to a situation that you're stepping into and or continuing at this time. And you may be pushed to remember certain toxicities, negatives from a past similar situation. Now, how did you deal with that? Say you're starting a new job, a past job that was in the same field or maybe completely different, is definitely going to, a flashback to it could teach you or remind you of a lot, definitely of significance to help make the best out of that new job. Does that make sense? It may even remind you that you've had it a lot worse if you're already starting to notice certain negatives, imperfections about that position. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be a new job. Again, apply it as you should. but I do feel like this also speaks upon the potential to overwork yourself once again, but also to give in to temptation, bad habits, or one in particular. Let's own the fact that we again are in the driver's seat, and there's certain toxicities that we can't control. So let's control the ones we can. All right. But learning more about what you learned from the past when it came to a specific job field, or maybe when it came to a specific business field. Bear with me as my entire leg did kind of fall asleep, so I'm trying to bring it back to life. But I wouldn't be surprised as well if it's a month where at certain points, not only your happiness, but your comfort or lack thereof, which within a job situation, maybe where you're living, maybe where you're spending your money or thinking about doing so elsewhere, that's coming into play. We need you to be feeling happy and comfortable. It's not too much to ask for. We know you need to make money. We know you want to succeed. And we know you need that, if it's the case, a house, a roof over your head, but you deserve happiness and comfort. They're saying reverse that order. What else do we have? What you learned will come into hand. What you learned will come in handy, if I could speak. But I do feel as if some of which may feel like a bit of a fish out of water in a new situation, or maybe when it comes to a shift or a change or two within a continuing situation. But it's nothing that you can't grow through and adjust and adapt to all the meanwhile. But the Emperor, I feel like there's part of you that's changing, and it's evident through your work, and you're changing through that work at certain points. But then there's part of you, whether it's through a job or it could be through your business, maybe because of your money. Don't change who you've become due to how somebody else works or how somebody else lives or how something's run. Does that make sense? Allow for yourself to grow, develop, and change positively through the certain experiences, actions, accomplishments throughout the month. But we're not going to conform or change negatively because of what we're taking on or continuing at this time. You know what I mean? But it feels like you're very much at certain points embodying this Emperor energy, even though you have certain question marks, lack of clarity, and are feeling a bit guarded due to your past in one way, shape, or form, if not multiple ways. But they're saying it's a month for you to move forth and trust your intuition and selectively the spiritual guidance that you're gaining and have been, to see things work out in your to your advantage, within your benefit. Because I feel like there's a lot of knowledge that you have gained and are gaining at this time that you're not even fully utilizing or are aware of. And so this might change at a certain point, a shift in that direction. But again, going back to that black and white horse on the Chariot card from the beginning, we need to feel quite grounded in the midst of showing off a bit, awarding ourselves, all right, and definitely eating up the attention at certain points and the rewards at the very least otherwise. But I sense that Spirit's saying, even in the midst of not having all of the answers, everything figured out by the end of the month, it's about making your way through it and noticing, being grateful for, acknowledging the progress, the steps in the right direction, the strives, if you will, when it comes to the career success coming to be. But more importantly, going back to the very beginning of the reading, this is a month where you are meant to see huge, huge improvement with your money. It's a time where financial improvement is just part of the success that you're meant for. All right? So this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light, Leo. Go enjoy your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.